Do you have any success in
Well,
tracing
this
the
isn't.
Sith?
You've had more success than I. General Vaklu's men and their allies effectively kept me pinned inside the palace. I felt all along that Vaklu had contacted the Sith, but the identity and purpose of the Sith, I can't say.
Why'd the Sith come
They
here?
wanted to aid General Vaklu in breaking away from the Republic. If Onderon became independent, this place would be an excellent staging ground for them. But I fear it was more than that. That the consequences of Onderon's fall would have greater implications for the galaxy.
Want to talk about
Whatever
something
I can
else?
tell you, I will.
See, he's so nice.
Yes, I liked him.
Why did you come here?
It's a long story, but there's a reason the Jedi have scattered across the galaxy. We've come to worlds such as this one. Worlds touched by war, or great tragedies, can be felt within the Force, strongly. We thought that by traveling to such worlds, it would help conceal us from the eyes of the enemy. And they were places we thought we might find you.
I want to talk about something else.
Whatever I can tell you, I will.
Where are all the Jedi?
Scattered, searching for you. Going to places where they thought they might cross your path. You were our last hope.
I didn't get that impression from Brooke.
I think we all know that Vrook isn't easily swayed from his convictions, and his views on anyone who went to the Mandalorian Wars are low.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
At
Just a
least that's
tiny
a
what
bit.
I
tiny
trust
bit.
you. I believe you are the key to this whole war.
Why?
When you stood before us in the council chamber on Coruscant, we felt something from you we'd never felt before. It was as if the Force had died within you, leaving you hollow. We had suspicions as to why this was, but nothing definite. But rather than try to understand, we sent you away. I think because at some level there was fear. We live our whole lives in touch with the Force, in touch with life all around us. And you had a gift in that regard. You formed bonds so easily, and they flowed deep between you and others. To see such emptiness in the Force standing before you, it's not an easy thing to face. Whatever is attacking us, it is leaving something
No,
in its
it's
wake.
not.
Something we haven't felt since you stood before us in judgment. The deaths of the Jedi, the destruction of Kotor, all of these things are leaving behind echoes, like the one we felt from you in the council chamber. It was clear to us, to me, that we had to find you, but we couldn't call you back from exile, because we didn't know where you'd gone. Plus, there was a chance we might put you in danger, and that we couldn't allow. If you couldn't feel the Force, then it would just make you a target. I don't know how you got back, but I'm glad you're here.
You're welcome, Kavar. It's nice to be appreciated. Tell me about the
Oh, what?
The
echoes.
thing is, in traveling to these
Someone
places,
appreciates
these
us
places
around
where war
here.
was fought, we felt the same thing.
For once.
Something happened in all these places, but it's hard to figure out what. It's hard to sense things through the Force in such places. Too much pain occurred here. It makes listening to the Force difficult. We resolved to meet again on Dantooine, but only when the threat revealed itself. Unfortunately, I happened to be here when it struck. Now that we've stabilized Onderon, I can join the others on Dantooine.
What time is something
Whatever I
else?
can tell you, I will.
For more money. No.
I need to know why you cast me out of the
There was
order.
nothing else we could do. You defied the Council. You followed Revan to war. I know why you did
Oh,
it, but in
boo-hoo.
so doing, much more harm was done. But
And
you
how
must
much more
understand,
harm-
The exile was never the punishment you thought it to be. We could not have made you do such a thing in any event.
So
I
when
think
people
you
are
knew
trying to just stand
inside
by and do nothing.
what you
Okay.
needed to do in order
Good
to
to know.
heal.
What do you mean?
All those lives during the Mandalorian Wars, and all those you've served beside. Too much death leaves echoes in the Force. It is the price for having such connections. I suspect that is why you chose to accept the Council's judgment.
How dare I care
To
about
wander
people? I'm the
beyond the
worst.
Rim, and why you traveled with no one, and did not stay in any place too long. I have thought of you since your trial, and there are times when I wonder if
You
being
have?
connected to the Force is always the gift it is believed to be.
I want to talk about something else.
Whatever I can tell you, I will.
Why'd you cut me off from the
Cut
Force?
you off from the Force? Why do you think the Council was responsible for that? No, I'm afraid the cause of your condition was as great a mystery to the Council
I
as
love
it is
how
to you.
Kreia tries to start this whole thing, and every person you ask is like, no, we didn't do that.
Whatever
I
can
know,
tell
right?
you, I will.
Knows. I've reestablished my connection to the
You
Force.
always had deep connections to the Force. I'm glad to see that it is once again your ally. When I first sparred with you during your training as a Padawan, I could tell that you were different. And it wasn't just your strong connection to the Force.
Want to talk about something else?
Whatever I can tell you, I will.
I saw the
Like
holo
a social
recording of the
security. Yeah.
I saw a holo recording of the Jedi Council meeting where you cast me out.
So, you heard what we said. These questions I cannot answer. This is
Oh,
something
come
the
on,
Council
Kavar,
must-
you're doing so well.
Not I. You must understand. This is hard for me, especially after all you've done.
Yes,
It is
boo-hoo.
necessary.
Tell me what I want to know. What? Why is this hard for you?
Did you know that when I was training you, I considered making you my Padawan? I didn't. The demands of the Jedi Council were too great, but I considered you a friend. I even tried to convince you to become a Jedi Guardian. We could have used someone like you. So the decision that
Sorry.
had to be made was
Jedi
not easy,
Sentinel all the way.
but I cannot say anything
That's
more.
right.
I'll talk about something
Whatever
else.
I can tell you, I will.
I developed a force bond with another. If either one of us feels pain, so does the other. If either one of us dies...
That sounds like the bond that often forms between master and apprentice. But to that degree, you always did form connections to others, strong ones, even when you were a student. But what you are describing is beyond me. I'm sure others in the Jedi Council would be able to assist you. If
no,
you could
they
find
all didn't give me answers either. You were my last hope. I want to talk about something else.
whatever I can tell you, I will.
Did I ask
It's a
him
long
that?
story.
Oh.
Worlds touch. We thought that by
We did ask him
and there
that.
were places.
He answered all my questions.
There is something I would like to teach you. It is a technique which, I believe, will aid you in the trials ahead. The philosophy of Force Mastery states that a Jedi's powers are best used without the direct intent to harm another. Here is a form that will aid in that philosophy. Through careful concentration, the duration of many of your Force powers will be enhanced. But be cautious when you face Dark Jedi. This form drains energy quickly
Oh, snap.
and decreases resistance to Force powers.
Ooh.
Excellent. I'm impressed with how quickly you've mastered this form. I always knew you were gifted. I'm going to Dantooine. The Jedi Council
I
vowed to
know.
assemble again when the Sith revealed themselves. Now that they've attacked Onderon, we can act. Our paths will cross again. May the Force be with you.
Yay.
It's nice seeing you,
I'm sorry
Kavar.
to keep you here. I needed to thank you personally for all of your help. Onderon owes both you and Master Kavar a debt that can never truly be repaid. Battles still wage in our streets, but by morning the conflict should be over. I recognize you must leave soon, but please, take this. These relics are from the Royal Museum.
See, they didn't get
Generations
looted.
ago, some members of the royal family had a connection to the Force. They weren't all too different from what we face today. I know little of the Force, but I hope you can put my family's relics to good use. Captain Bostuka has made arrangements for a shuttle to take you to your ship. I fear it will be quite some time before you can come back. The war was brief but destructive. I will focus all of my energy on rebuilding Isis. Thank you again. I must go.
Hello, Queen.
If you will follow me, I will take you to your shuttle.
Bye.
Hello.
Let's just keep a road dish, shall procession goes. Finite Viridian. Yes.
And there we go.
There we go again.
Just don't let
OBS
the
is
blind
not-
one drive.
Oh, yes, don't let the blind one drive. OBS is not capturing the video again. That's lame. It doesn't like those
Weird.
cutscenes.
Cutscenes. Huh.
Yeah.
That was odd.
Hey, the gang's back together. I must hear all about your vacation in Onderon.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Single-handedly ended a war. That's the humble response.
That's a
I'm thinking of
Ross
another
response.
character. Yes, that's a roster.
To be like, I single-handedly ended the war.
You know, we wish we could badmouth you about that, but unfortunately it's true. The political situation on Onderon has been dealt with. Onderon has only one leader now.
Well, that's good, I guess. When powerful people butt heads, it's usually the little guy who suffers most.
We should return to the Ebon Hawk now and plot our next course of action.